Okay, so I started as like a battle rapper back in the day, back in Detroit. So all that old shit you're talking about, Green Theory, Good Morning America, that's all like boom bap hip hop. I was working with this producer named Kinetic, who's this really dope producer out of Detroit. He works like all in analog, MPC. It was just like super like Run the Jewels, like old school type shit. So that's how I started. I was doing a lot of shows in Detroit. I was doing, just headlining a lot of stuff, a lot of battles and stuff. And then got into college. I met Sango. So yeah, I met Sango like freshman year, and we just did a lot of stuff together. We did like a couple mixtapes together, and he started to really take off. He took off, Selection took off. And he's just like such a solid dude, man. And I think a lot, something I really learned from him was just the product, like packaging the product. Like all his projects were super well packaged. The sound was very cohesive. And that's kind of the approach I take with everything, whether it's a record or a project or what, everything is got to be, it's a product, right? So once I kind of started to look at myself in that way, like, all right, if you want to be an artist, how are you gonna propel yourself? Who are you as an artist, So my name was always Gino The Ghost. So I changed Gino. I was like, I'm going to be just Gino, like Drake and Rihanna and Beyonce. Like, I'm going to be a name, So remember that, because something funny happens with that later. But so Adam, my manager, meets me. And he's also from Detroit, but we actually met out here. And he was kind of like, yo, you need to, like, let me introduce you to the songwriting world. Like, I think it would be a great way for you to, like, break into the industry. You're obviously super fucking talented, but it's hard. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people dropping quality, good music, and nobody gives a fuck every day, So it's like, how are you going to get the right ears listening? How are you going to break in? And it took me a while. It took me like 2 years, actually, to agree to, like, songwrite. So finally I did. And I started working with the artist named Sweetie. So we did a lot of work together. And just through that, just kind of met the whole industry. And so I was down in Miami working with Timbaland. Fast forward, obviously. And he started asking me to play some of my artist stuff. So I started playing him some stuff. And he goes, man, what's your artist name? Like, what's your name? I was like, well, it was Gino The Ghost, but like, it's just Gino now. Like, I changed it. He was like, what? Man, change that shit back, man. Gino The Ghost is way cooler. I was like, all right, well, if Timbaland says so, like, I probably should fucking do it. So I ended up changing it back. And just, through songwriting, talking about growth, I just kind of really realized how to make a record, how to make a fucking song. I think growing up, as a rapper, you just want to rap. There's so much ego in rap. You know what I mean? It's like all about every lyric you're saying. And I've always been, I think I'm the best rapper out. I always have been super like confident in my ability to out rap anybody, but who gives a fuck? No one's going to hear it if the song doesn't slap. You know what I mean? Like, so songwriting allowed me to realize, like, all right, remove your ego from it. Make an incredible record, whether it's a pop record, a pop urban record, an urban record, something that, and I think I kind of taught myself a lot about melody doing that. Now I have more fun making pop records than I do rap records, but I don't want to lose that part of myself. And I'm still, doing the rap stuff. I'm trying to just incorporate both. I think there was a while where I was trying to figure out, all right, you're going to be a pop star, or you're going to be a rap star? Like, what are you going to do? You can't put out a pop record and like put out a rap record. And then I kind of realized, like, yeah, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Actually, I'm gonna do both. If I feel like dropping a rap record, I'm gonna drop a rap record. If I want to drop a fucking pop ballad, I'm gonna drop a pop ballad. Because I think what I've always, you look at Drake. What keeps Drake on top for 10 years is he just keeps evolving and doing both, and he surprises you every time. He leans on things that are popping at the time and incorporates it in his own way, and that's something that I definitely admire and try to do with my stuff. So, yeah, so I moved to LA, like 6 years ago now. And I actually came over with a film. So I was an actor, a strong background in acting. I double majored in creative writing and marketing in college, so like screenwriting and stuff. And I've been in like a bunch of feature films. I've done a lot of like voiceover work with Cartoon Network, Marvel, done stuff with like Stan Lee. So I actually came over to LA with a film called Into the Storm, which is a movie that came out with Universal. It's a tornado film. The movie starts with me hooking up with a girl in a car and dying. Very sad, not to spoil it for you. But anyway, yeah, acting was always a big part of my life. And as you can see, I'm a charismatic motherfucker that doesn't know how to shut up. So I definitely have built a lot of my brand around just being, outgoing and funny and whatever the hell else I can. And so, when people ask me what my goal is, like what's my goal ultimately, it's like to host the Oscars, because when you host the Oscars, you've like kind of reached the pinnacle of, in my opinion, the pinnacle of celebrity, because not only are you super famous, right, but people are entrusting in you to be able to entertain everybody at the most boring fucking event ever. So it's like, if you can, if I'm big enough in the acting and music world to be able to do that, I've really done it. Obviously I want to act, I want to write. I have a screenplay that I wrote 2 years ago that almost got made, that I eventually want to get made one day. But I don't know, I just kind of want to be a powerhouse, a lot of people say, like, I want to win an EGOT. Like, I don't want to win an EGOT. I'm not going to go to Broadway. But it'd be dope to get an Oscar and an Emmy and obviously a Grammy or 10. But yeah.